Hello and welcome to this episode of Retro Game Living Room. This is going to be the first episode, and today we're going to be looking at A Blast from the Past by Coleco. That's right. It's Coleco Space Blaster, the electronic target game. Space Blaster is a projection-based video game released by Coleco in 1978. This is the same Coleco that would go on to release the ColecoVision in 1982. Now, in the 70s, Coleco was focused heavily on what we call a Pong game system, so dedicated game consoles, mainly in the Telstar series, which would culminate with the Telstar arcade machine, which is definitely, without a doubt, the very best triangle-shaped video game system ever made in history. At this time in history, Coleco is going bankrupt because the first-generation game console market is gone. You already have Channel F, you already have Odyssey 2, Astrocade is on order right now, and of course you have the Atari Video Computer System, or VCS, or as we later know it, 2600. But this video is not about that. It's about Space Blaster. So let's take a look at it. I just got this guy recently, and it was still sealed. It was new old stock. I have already opened it up and tested it out before deciding to shoot this video. So what we're going to do right now is take a look at what we got in the packaging. Okay, so the first layer of packaging has the top of the blaster. I'm going to gently take this out so I can store it back in the packaging. I'm a very big fan of keeping things in the packaging. So, kapow! This is a gun torrent, so it's going to tilt, it's going to twist left and right, tilt up and down. It says Coleco right on the bottom of it. We also have a really cool looking laser cannon to go on our gun torrent today. And we have a blast shield, because if the TV shoots back at you, you don't want to get debris in your eye. We're going to take the blast shield and connect it to the top of the console. Now we have the fully assembled turret for the gun of the system. Now, let's take a look at what else is in the box. We have some documents that we'll take a look at later. But I want to show you the base. The base is, instead of being housed in cardboard, like the top of the unit was, like there's pieces of cardboard falling out of it because it's still brand new. The little punch outs coming out. The base is housed in nice, well-fitting styrofoam. Actually, the styrofoam is so well-fitting, it's almost hard to fit in the console. Alright, here's the base of the console. In the front, this is where the projector is. Taking a look at the back of the console base, we see a switch for difficulty. This actually comes disattached. We're going to take a look at me opening up this extra parts case. This came as an extra part for this game system. So this changes your difficulty. Also power it on. And this is just a counter to keep score of how many hits you have in case you can't, count to 18 in your head. And then we have a power switch. The front of the console has an access panel that if I pull on it, it'll open the console, and you can see some electronics in there, but that's how you change the light for the projector on the system. I'm going to go ahead and attach the turret to the base of the system. So when I'm attaching the turret to the base of the system, it doesn't even snap in there. So you can see it has a lot of range of articulation, which is far more than you're going to need for the console. It has one trigger on the right side. There is no trigger on the left side. There's kind of a faux trigger there. But on the back side, right here, is where the power cable connects the turret to the main console. On the top of the turret, I'm not going to remove this, but there's also a light in here, and this is an access panel to get to that light to replace that bulb. So the system comes with the manual. Now you see that this manual here is in French and in English. This console was originally sold in France, and I bought it from a seller on eBay from France. I use this manual mostly to figure out what to do right here. I just really needed to know how to assemble this, and it's easy as I just showed you. It also comes with really super cool and groovy decals, which I decided after some deliberation I'm not going to put on. The system does look super cool in the box photo with all of its decals on there, saying Space Blaster and having the targeting for the turret and showing us the dial for the score and which button is start and what the skill that this is the skill sensor over that this next switch is the skill sensor. It is really cool, but I think it's cooler. I'm going to keep it intact for a couple of reasons. One, it's not necessary. I think it, for me, it makes it a little more kind of neat and cool that it's not actually peeled and stuck. And second, I can't fucking do this shit worth of shit. Alright? I'm going to put it on there. It's going to be crooked. It's going to have like little folds in it. It's going to be god fucking awful, and I'm going to regret having done it at all. So they're staying sealed. Other thing we have here is a 1979 Coleco catalog. So if we're in 1979, we can buy Coleco Electronic Quarterback. We can buy Coleco Good Puppy. What is Coleco Good Puppy? A lovable puppy that walks, sits and barks for a reward. Feed him a biscuit. 3 biscuits are included. He chews and swallows it and drops into a pouch to be used again. I don't think I've ever heard of this or seen it, but Coleco made it, and it was for sale in 1979 along with Holly Hobby Bake Oven. Here I am opening the extra parts package that came with the system. I'm doing it very carefully because I want to reuse this. What we have in here is the extra knob that we talked about earlier. We have 4 rubber feet at the bottom of the console, and an extra bulb in case one of the 2 bulbs burns out. This is the dust cover and the mirror in one unit. It's a little scratched because I had some mishaps trying to use it earlier. Space Blaster doesn't plug into the wall. Oh no. It runs on batteries. D-size batteries. How many D-size batteries, you might be wondering? Well, let's take a look and find out, shall we? 8 D-size batteries. I just happen to have this bag of batteries because, believe it or not, this is not the only video game system I own that requires D batteries. So I have spare stuff laying around just for cases like this. So there's no need for me to run to the store to get emergency batteries. Battery cover just slides in, locks in place. Now we're ready to blast ships out of space. Alright, so we've assembled a really cool Space Blaster. Before we play it, there's one more thing we have to do. We have to install the mirror on this console. So when the console is not in use, it has a dust cover door, which is this part right here, that protects the mirror and the glass and the projector. And the back of it, tucked away, is just a standard mirror. And so I'm going to hang the mirror in the console. Just like that. And hopefully I did it right and this will actually work when I go to use it. Let's see this awesome thing in action. fully loaded with not 2, not 4, not 6, but yes, 8 D batteries, not C batteries. We are ready to rock this. Lock and load. Okay, so I got my projector screen set up over here. And the goal is for me to shoot the bad guy. It works even better in the dark. Yeah. 2 in a row. Almost. Now I'm making it look easy. Watch this. I'm going to hit it without even trying. Oh, look, I got him. Sometimes that happens. Woo! It's exhilarating, the feel of killing whatever these bad guys are. Now that we've taken a look at Space Blaster, you might be wondering what I think of it. Well, I think it's a fucking blast. If you like first generation consoles like Super Pong and Coleco Telstar, especially the shooting series first generation type of games, this one's badass. It is something that is going to impress people who are gamers when you bring it out to show them, hey, look at this. You can shoot it on your roof. You can shoot it on your wall. You can shoot it on your furniture. Or if you have, like I have, you know, a giant one of those projection screen thingy majiggers, whatever they're called. You can bust that out and shoot it at that. It's a great console. It's a lot of fun. It can be a bit pricey. There's not a lot of these out there, so they are kind of rare. But if you're a collector or a fan of old school first gen games, and if you get a chance to buy one of these, my suggestion is you buy it.